So you want to learn how to create this static wiggle effect inside of After Effects that has this kind of underground style. As you can see, it's a really sick effect and it doesn't require any third-party plugins to stick around, because I'm about to break it down step by step in this tutorial. But without further ado, let's get right into this tutorial. So I'm in After Effects right now and I got this Kenny music video right here, and I'll start off by creating an adjustment layer. And to this adjustment layer we can add on the first effect, which is a motion tile, and we can bump up the output width and height to 300. And then check mirror edges. And right now we can't see any difference on our clip, but it will come in a second when we add on the transform effect. And with this transform effect, I'm gonna bump up the skew to 9, and then I'm gonna hold Alt on my keyboard while I press the stopwatch on the skew axis. And in this tab, I'm gonna type, yo, sorry to interrupt, I just want to let you guys know that I just dropped a new version of my VFX Kit plugin with over 150 effects that you can preview and simply apply with one click. And this version of the plugin doesn't require any third-party plugins. And we also have a launch sale going on, so it's $40 off, so make sure to go and grab it before the sale is over. But let's get back to the video. And in this tab, I'm gonna type out time times 300. So this means that the skew axis will make a rotation of 300 degrees every second. So now here at 1 second, it's at 300 degrees. So we have this kind of wiggle going on, as you can tell. If you want a more like intense wiggle, you can bump up this value to a higher number, or if you want a kind of calmer wiggle, you can drag this down. It's completely up to you. But this is what I'm gonna go for. And next I'm gonna add on a turbulent displace, and I'm gonna change the displacement to horizontal displacement, and then I'm gonna drag down the amount to 0, keyframe it, go in like half a second, and right here I can bump it up all the way to 127, and I can drag down the size to 25. So we have this kind of small displacement going on, but just on the horizontal axis. And I'm actually drag out this keyframe a little bit longer, like all the way over here, and then I'm gonna easy ease my keyframes, and yeah, I'll just easy ease them and leave them as they are. And then right here I'm gonna actually reset this value to 0, so it goes from 0 to 127 and then down to 0. Or we could actually bump this up a little bit more to 150. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna hold Alt while I press the stopwatch, but on the turbulent displace this time. And in here I'm gonna type out loop out and then cycle like this, and then this effect that I've done in here will basically just loop for as long as my clip is. And it looks a little bit boring right now, as you can tell. If you want, you can bump up the size to like 50. That'll give you a little bit more of a heavier effect. Next up, I'm gonna add on a wave warp, and this effect will be pretty similar to the turbulent displace, but I'm gonna change the wave type to noise and then set the direction to 0. So we have this horizontal wave warp, and then I'm gonna set the wave height and wave width to 0, keyframe both of those. And right here I'm gonna drag up the wave height to 110 and the wave width to 50, and that's a little bit too much maybe. So I'm gonna go for like 90, and then right here I'm gonna turn it down to 0, both of these values actually. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a graph to look something like this for the height and the width. So it just goes slow in the beginning, and then it will have a peak right here, and then it slows down once again. And like I said, for the height and the width, so it will look like this. Or maybe we could go for something like this instead. And then after I've done that, I'll do the same thing as we did last time. I'll hold Alt while I press the stopwatch, and I'm gonna paste the loop out cycle once again for the width and the height, and then we're basically done with this part. Next up, I'm gonna add on an exposure effect. And once again, I'm gonna hold Alt while I press the stopwatch, but this time I'm gonna type out wiggle 3,6, just like this. So we'll have these flashes going on, and we can actually lower down this one to like 5.2 instead. And I'm pretty happy with this. Next, to get that kind of grungy vibe, I'm gonna add on the equalize effect, and I'll just keep it as it is. We don't need to do much else with this one. And then I'm gonna go for the mosaic effect. And at the start, I'll keep the horizontal and vertical blocks at 10, and then like 1.5 seconds in, I'm gonna bump it up all the way to 800. And let's easy ease our keyframes and open up the graph editor and create something like this. I'm gonna do that for both the horizontal and vertical blocks, so something like this. And then I'm gonna add on a vignette just to kind of get a little bit of that dark vibe, but not too much. So I'm gonna just keep it as it is. And then to top this all off, I'm gonna go for a poserize time, and I'm gonna set the frame rate to 12, and then let's play the effect through and see what it looks like. This is the final effect. I'm pretty happy with the result. And like I mentioned earlier, this effect is from my VFX Kit default version that just dropped. So if you want to go and check it out, I'll have a link in the description so you can go and check it out for yourself. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.